All right, let's talk about artificial intelligence. Specifically, let's talk about Geoffrey Hinton, a man widely known as the Godfather of AI. Now, when the guy who basically invented the thing you're worried about starts sounding worried himself, that's when you should probably put down your phone and listen. Hinton isn't some random crank shouting on a street corner. He's a brilliant computer scientist whose life's work laid the foundation for the very AI systems that are now writing poetry, creating art, and yes, eyeing your job. He recently left his cushy post at Google so he could speak freely about the dangers of the technology he helped create. It's like if J. Robert Oppenheimer had quit the Manhattan Project to warn everyone that, maybe a planet-ending bomb isn't the best idea. Hinton's primary concern, which he laid out in a recent podcast interview, is that AI is on a trajectory to surpass human intelligence in nearly every conceivable task. He's not talking about some distant science fiction future. He's talking about the next 30 years. Think about that for a moment. Most of us plan our mortgages for longer than that. His warning is stark: AI could lead to mass job displacement on a scale we've never seen before. This isn't just about robots on an assembly line anymore. This is about thinking machines coming for the thinking jobs. And when the person who built the thinking machine tells you it might outthink you, it's probably time to reevaluate your 5-year plan. The core of his argument is a direct challenge to the old, comforting belief that technology always creates more jobs than it destroys. We've heard that story for centuries, from the Industrial Revolution to the dawn of the Internet. A new tool comes along, some jobs become obsolete, but new, better jobs pop up to take their place. Hinton is essentially saying, yes, but what if this time is different? He questions what new roles could possibly exist for humans when the machines become better than us at most mental tasks. If AI can write code, draft legal documents, and manage logistics, what exactly is left for the average office worker to do? It's a terrifyingly valid question. His departure from Google wasn't a quiet retirement, it was a blaring siren. He wants the world to wake up and confront the potential consequences of what we are building. He believes that the race between tech giants to develop ever more powerful AI is dangerously unchecked. And without serious regulation and forethought, we are stumbling into a future where mundane intellectual labor simply vanishes. This isn't a prediction from a pundit. It's a solemn warning from the prophet of the very technology that's causing the alarm. It's the technological equivalent of the ship's architect screaming, "Iceberg, dead ahead," while everyone else is still debating the dinner menu. So, which jobs are on the chopping block first? According to Hinton, if your job involves sitting at a desk and thinking for a living, you might want to start updating your resume. He specifically points to what he calls mundane intellectual labor. Think about roles like paralegals, who spend hours sifting through documents to find relevant information. An AI can now do that in seconds. Or consider call center workers, who follow scripts and access databases to solve customer problems. Modern AI can handle those conversations, access the same information, and do it all without needing a lunch break or getting frustrated with a customer who can't find the any key. These aren't low-skill jobs either. These are roles that often require a degree, specialized training, and critical thinking. The problem is that AI is getting exceptionally good at mimicking and, in some cases, exceeding human performance in these exact areas. The list goes on. Personal assistants, translators, accountants, and even some entry-level coding positions are all vulnerable. Anything that involves processing information, recognizing patterns, and generating a standardized output is a task that AI is becoming terrifyingly efficient at. Hinton's message is clear. The white-collar world is about to face the same kind of automation revolution that the blue-collar world has been dealing with for decades. The very nature of these jobs makes them prime targets for automation. They are digital, data-driven, and often repetitive. A machine doesn't need a comfortable chair or good office lighting. It doesn't get bored or distracted by office gossip. It can simply crunch through terabytes of data, draft 1,000 reports, and respond to 10,000 customer emails without breaking a sweat. For a company looking to maximize efficiency and cut costs, replacing a department of human workers with a single, powerful AI system becomes an almost irresistible proposition. The economic incentive is just too powerful to ignore. This isn't some far-off hypothetical. The tremors are already being felt. We are seeing companies begin to restructure their workforces around AI capabilities. The promise of productivity gains is leading businesses to reconsider how many people they actually need to perform tasks that were once exclusively human domains. Hinton warns that you'd need to be very skilled to hold on to a job that an AI couldn't eventually perform. That's a chilling thought for millions of people whose livelihoods are built on the very intellectual skills that are now being replicated and scaled by machines. The age of the thinking machine is here, and it's coming for the corner office. Now, a common argument you'll hear from tech optimists is, don't worry, AI won't replace you, it'll work you. You'll be a human-AI dream team. And that sounds lovely, doesn't it? It conjures images of you sipping a latte while your AI sidekick does all the boring parts of your job. But Hinton throws a rather large bucket of cold water on this cozy scenario. He warns that even in these collaborative roles, the net result will still be a drastic reduction in the human workforce. The math is brutally simple. If one person armed with powerful AI tools can do the work that 10 people used to do, a company isn't going to keep all 10 people on the payroll. Think of it like this. Imagine a graphic design team of 10 people. Now, introduce an AI that can generate stunning visuals from a simple text prompt. The company might not fire everyone. Instead, they might keep 1 or 2 creative directors whose job is simply to guide the AI, refine its outputs, and make the final selections. The other 8 designers, they become redundant. The work still gets done, and it might even get done faster and cheaper, but the number of jobs plummets. This augmentation of human skill, which sounds so positive, could actually be a Trojan horse for mass layoffs across entire industries. The real-world evidence for this trend is already starting to pile up, especially in the heart of the tech industry itself. A May 2025 report from Signal Fire, a venture capital firm, highlighted a chilling trend at major tech companies like Meta and Google. Between 2023 and 2024, their hiring of recent graduates fell by a staggering 25%. Why? Because many of the entry-level tasks that new hires used to cut their teeth on, like basic coding, data analysis, and content moderation, are now being handled by AI. The traditional pipeline for talent is being squeezed shut at the source, and it's a direct consequence of these new tools. This creates a paradox where becoming more productive individually leads to less job security collectively. The pressure to integrate AI into workflows is immense, and those who don't adapt will be left behind. But those who adapt might inadvertently be making their colleagues, and eventually even themselves, obsolete. Hinton's warning forces us to look beyond the immediate benefits of AI-powered efficiency and consider the long-term societal cost. The human AI team might be the future of work, but it's a future that seems to require a lot fewer humans on the team. So, if office jobs are in the crosshairs, where is the safe harbor? According to Hinton, the best bet for long-term job security might not be in an office tower, but in a customer's basement fixing a leaky pipe. He suggests that blue-collar jobs, especially those that require complex physical manipulation and real-world problem-solving, are surprisingly difficult to automate. A robot might be able to beat a grandmaster at chess, but teaching it to navigate the cramped, unpredictable space under a sink and properly tighten a pipe fitting is an entirely different and much harder challenge. Your plumber, electrician, and carpenter are likely safe for a good long while. It's not just skilled trades either. Jobs that are built on a foundation of human empathy, compassion, and physical touch are also more resilient. Think about the healthcare sector. While an AI can be an incredible diagnostic tool, analyzing medical scans and patient data with superhuman accuracy, it cannot replace the human touch of a nurse comforting a patient or a doctor delivering a difficult diagnosis with compassion. The demand for care, especially with an aging population, is massive, and these roles require a level of nuanced human interaction that our current AI is nowhere near replicating. The need for a genuine human connection is a powerful defense against automation. So, what does this mean for someone planning their career today? The advice seems to be to lean into the skills that make us uniquely human. This includes developing practical, hands-on abilities that machines struggle with. It also means cultivating emotional intelligence, creativity, and critical thinking skills that go beyond simple data processing. The jobs of the future might be less about what you know, since an AI will always know more, and more about how you can apply that knowledge in creative, collaborative, and empathetic ways. The most valuable skill might be the ability to do the things a machine can't. Ultimately, Hinton's warnings are not a call for despair, but a call for preparation. We need to have a serious societal conversation about what a future with less work looks like. This could involve exploring ideas like universal basic income or massive investments in retraining programs focused on resilient careers. The future isn't set in stone, but the trend is clear. If you want to stay ahead of the curve, you might want to spend less time perfecting your spreadsheets and more time learning how to do something tangible, physical, or profoundly human, or, just learn how to fix a toilet. Apparently, that's a skill that's going to be in demand for a very long time.